Subject: AI Omega. Species: Human-created artificial intelligence. Description: No physical description available. Ship: Multiple. Location: Multiple. As usual, I was handling multiple tasks at once. Trying to get all of our ships repaired and replaced while also building new fleets was a monumental task. Recruiting, training, and assigning staff to those ships was another monumental task. On top of all that, I had to deal with spoiled senators who had secured themselves firmly within social bubbles that kept them ignorant. The lack of attacks on Seoul had raised tensions for a while and made the politicians more receptive, but now those tensions were evaporating and the politicians were, to use an antiquated turn of phrase, back on their bullshit. I failed to see how giving the Republic our technology would possibly stand to benefit us. Omega. Senator Richardson said with an insincere dramatic flourish of frustration. The technology we would be giving them is several generations behind our own. Add to that strict oversight and anti-intelligence measures, and we have no cause for any concern. In return, we gain our new fleets at record speeds, I replied. We get new fleets, but we would be pouring money into their economy. A foreign economy which we aren't even trading with yet. My constituents have concerns about this. If I had eyes they would be rolling. By constituents, he means the corporations that fund his campaigns. The corporations who would much rather we build our own stations and then start building the new fleets. Short-sighted fools who believe they're the smartest people in the galaxy, as fools often do. Still, they make life interesting in their own way. The Republic has to hire many of our own citizens to work aboard the stations to be able to fulfill the orders. Trainers, subject matter experts, licensed professionals, and the like. The ships are being made to our standards, and the Republic is footing the bill for the people they're hiring, I explained. So we're getting a rebate, Richardson replied sarcastically. Not only that, but integration. Your constituents could be swayed by simply pointing out that integration leads to trade and access to new markets. Our people aboard the stations will want supplies from home that the Republic cannot provide, and those supplies will be viewed with envious eyes. Before long, popular demand for trade networks will explode, I gestured. But if we vote no on the proposal, who knows how long it will be before we can secure trade guarantees? Richardson looked deep in thought. I could tell he was working on positioning statements for his corporate overlords. Finally he nodded and waved his hand, indicating that he will vote yes. I already had more than enough yes votes, but I needed Richardson to explain to certain corporate board members why this idea had merit. A yes vote won't have much weight without corporate cooperation, and a direct meeting with me would intolerably bolster their already massive egos. Satisfied, I turned off my avatar and switched my attention to the reptilian shiphead that I was leading to what would be the most interesting meeting of his career. The directors had been at a bit of a stalemate due to a lack of intelligence regarding the Republic's intentions. Neither they nor the Senate would sign off on an intel gathering mission just yet, though, so I came up with an alternate solution. Shiphead Uliena has just graduated from a diplomacy training course, so he should have his finger on the Republic's pulse. Plus I really want to see his reaction. So I just sit here? Uliena asked. Correct, I replied. Uliena sat down and I activated the chat for him. He jumped slightly as the hard-light monitor and keyboard appeared in front of him. He studied it with obvious confusion on his face until he realized what it was and who it was connected to. I relished the shock and horror that overrode the confusion. // / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / / // Director 1 has joined the chat. D2. And with that, we're all here. Hello, shiphead Oleina. Oh, he'll need a second to adjust. forward slash 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 forward slash. What the fuck, Omega? Uliana asked as he scrambled for the keyboard, his hearts beating as fast as they possibly could. Welcome to the world of diplomacy, Uliana, I replied, gesturing toward the monitor. This terminal is translated for your convenience. Just type the way you normally would, and I'll get your point across. The reptilian shiphead cursed under his breath as he studied the keyboard and began to type his reply. Forward slash 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 forward slash. You. Hello. Apologies for the delay. This meeting was unexpected. D4. Of course it was. We don't announce when we'll be having our meetings, and this meeting in particular is unusual for us. D9. Indeed. D2. The reason we're meeting is because of your proposal. Normally we would be having Omega go through back channels to get the answers for us, but that would take too long and risk hostilities with the Republic. Instead, we're just going straight to the horse's mouth. Forward slash 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 forward slash. What's a horse? Uliana asked. It's a four-legged mammal that's used as a mode of transportation on several human worlds, I answered. Forward slash 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 forward slash. D9. Let's get to the point. We have questions for you about this proposal, and our time is limited. Answer quickly and truthfully. Understood. You. Yes. D9. Good. How likely is it that the Republic will hire our own technicians to serve aboard the shipyards? You. Very likely. It's part of the assumptive draft. D2. Where will the materials be coming from? You. We have several suppliers that are both public and private. D3. Hello again, Uliana. Will the Republic allow oversight? You. Hello, Director 3. Yes, but there was some struggle with that. As long as the US doesn't attempt to indenture our workers, it will be fine, though. D11. Clarify what you mean by indenture, please. You. Overwork them. D3. That's not what I meant by oversight. Will the Republic allow us to make certain that information regarding certain technologies doesn't leak? Forward slash 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 forward slash. Uliana looked at my avatar with confusion. They want to be certain that sensitive technology is worked on by US personnel only, and they can't be sure of that without having people who are reporting back to us, I explained. Forward slash 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 forward slash. You. I'm confident that the Republic will approve any oversight you have planned, so long as it isn't detrimental to our citizenry. D8. I get the feeling that the Republic is borderline desperate for this to happen. Am I right? You. Yes. The OU is pressing again. Hard. We need the tech that you're willing to give, and we need you to be a much larger force than you are now if we're going to win this war. D13. Not to mention the economic boom. You. I don't know anything about that, but I expect it would be a secondary reason. There won't be an economy if we're all wiped out. Forward slash 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 forward slash. Uliana didn't know it, but several directors chuckled at his reply. Despite his nervousness about his new duties, he had a certain way with words. Director 6 was fidgeting, though. In previous meetings, she had been the most unsure of this proposal. You should just say what's on your mind, Director, I said to her. I know. My intent isn't to be hostile, so I'm working on a good positioning statement, she replied. No, I don't think there's another way to word it. Best to be blunt. forward slash 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 forward slash. D6. What assurance do we have that our own technology will not be turned against us after the war with the Omni-Union is resolved? U. With respect, we don't go to war as often as you do. There's posturing among the members of the Republic, but it's mostly localized and rarely acted upon. As things are now, we have a numerical advantage, and that's it. But by building your numbers up to match our own, improving our shields and weapons tech will still see you at a significant advantage. Even if you were to give us the shields and weapons that you're currently using, you would still be able to outmaneuver us. In short, your assurance is that we have a mostly peaceful history, you will have neutralized our numerical advantage, and you will still be significantly ahead of us technologically. D12. Well said. D5. I see no flaw in your argument. D2. Are there any other questions for Shiphead Uliina?
D1, no. D12, no. D3, no. D13, no. D8, no. D4, no. D10, no. D5, no. D9, no. D6, no. D11, no. D7, no.
D2. I also have no further questions. Shiphead Uliina, thank you for joining us. You are dismissed. Forward slash 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 forward slash. The holographic monitor in front of Uliina winked off, and the shiphead visibly deflated in relief. After a few moments of silence, he turned to look at my avatar. Please don't do that again, he said. Meetings with the Directorate are quite rare for someone who isn't a director, I explained. No promises, though. Tim is waiting outside to guide you to Reynolds. Oh, and don't tell anyone about this meeting. Obviously. Uliina looked defeated, but managed to utter an acceptance before gathering his strength and leaving the room. I shut off my avatar and turned my attention back to the directors. Forward slash 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 forward slash. D3. I concur. D9. I concur. D2. The proposal regarding the construction of new fleets will go ahead as outlined if approval by the Senate is obtained. The final agenda topic is Project Gungnir. D8. Funding has been cleared. Of the recommended researchers, I nominate AI Henry to lead the project. D2. Any other nominations? Forward slash 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 forward slash. Of course there won't be. Henry is extremely capable, so much so that even I rely on it. Henry was close to a solution to my infinite cloning issue, and is still upset about me postponing the project. It had taken me sharing my memories of the invasion to get it to accept the necessity of said postponement. Forward slash 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 forward slash. D7. I concur. D2. Project Gungnir is approved and AI Henry will lead the project. AI Henry will select additional staff as needed. Oh. There are no further agenda items. Meeting adjourned. Forward slash 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 forward slash. I watched the directors log out of their various terminals and continue about their business. Then I double-checked soul sensors and made sure that the orbital defense networks were properly functioning. It had been 3 months since the OU attacked, and some believed the threat to be over, and that the orbital magnetic acceleration cannons are unnecessary. But, as usual, I know better.